Have you ever noticed something strange? The people who are almost impossible to humiliate are rarely the loudest in the room. Picture this. You're sitting in a meeting. After days of preparation, you finally share your idea. Before anyone else can speak, someone leans back, smirks, and says, "That's probably the dumbest thing I've heard all week." The room freezes. A few people look down. Someone lets out an awkward laugh. Every eye slowly turns toward you. Your heart starts pounding. Your mind races. Should you defend yourself? Should you insult them back? Or should you pretend it didn't bother you? Most people think this moment is a test of confidence. It isn't. It's a test of control. The person who just embarrassed you wasn't trying to prove they were smarter. They were trying to find out one thing. Can they control your emotions? Because the second they make you angry, defensive, or desperate to explain yourself, they've already won. But here's what almost nobody realizes. Every public humiliation contains a hidden psychological trap, and almost everyone walks straight into it without even noticing. The strange part? The strongest response isn't the smartest comeback. It isn't the loudest voice, and it definitely isn't pretending nothing happened. In fact, the people who command the most respect often do something that feels completely unnatural in that moment. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, you need to understand why humiliation works in the first place. Your brain doesn't see public embarrassment as just words. It reacts as if your social survival is under attack. That's why your heartbeat accelerates. Your muscles tighten. Your thoughts become chaotic. And that's exactly what the other person was hoping for. Because while you're busy fighting your emotions, they're quietly taking control of the situation. But here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They think the battle is happening between two people. It isn't. The real battle is happening inside your own mind. The moment you understand that, you'll stop reacting the way everyone expects. And that's where real power begins. The first mistake almost everyone makes. They react too fast. Imagine someone interrupts you and says, "Nobody asked for your opinion." Your heart instantly tells you to fight back. Your ego tells you to prove them wrong. But neither is the right move. Because the moment you react emotionally, you're no longer choosing your response. You're following theirs. That's why emotionally intelligent people do something unexpected. They pause. Not for 10 seconds. Just long enough to show that their emotions belong to them, not to the person insulting them. Hold eye contact. Take one slow breath. Say nothing. It sounds simple, but psychologically, it's incredibly powerful. The silence creates discomfort. The audience expected an explosion. Instead, they see control. And in social situations, control is often mistaken for confidence. But staying silent isn't enough. What you say next matters even more. Imagine someone says, "You always think you're smarter than everyone." Most people immediately reply, "No, I don't." That's exactly what the other person wants. Because now you're defending yourself inside their frame. Instead, calmly ask, "What makes you think that?" Notice what just happened. You didn't defend yourself. You handed the pressure back to them. Now they're forced to explain an emotional statement with logic. Most people can't, and the room quietly notices. Here's another situation. Someone brings up an old mistake just to embarrass you. Instead of denying it, own it. "You're right, I made that mistake." Then stop. No excuses, no long explanation, no desperate defense. The strange thing about confidence is this. The moment you stop hiding your flaws, people lose the power to use them against you. But there's one final shift that separates emotionally strong people from everyone else. It has nothing to do with words. It changes the way you see every insult for the rest of your life. And once you understand it, you'll never feel the need to win another argument again. Here's the truth almost nobody talks about. People who constantly humiliate others aren't always the strongest person in the room. Many of them are simply the most afraid. Think about it. Someone who is genuinely confident doesn't need an audience to feel important. They don't interrupt people. They don't mock strangers. And they certainly don't need to embarrass someone just to feel respected. People only reach for humiliation when they believe it's the fastest way to gain status. That's why every insult tells a story. Not about you, but about them. The moment you understand this, something incredible happens. Their words stop feeling like attacks. They become clues. Clues about their insecurity, their fear, their need for validation. Now, imagine the same situation from the beginning. Someone tries to humiliate you in front of everyone. This time, you don't panic. You don't rush to defend yourself. You don't fight for the room's approval. You pause. You stay calm. You answer only if it's worth answering. And if it isn't, you simply move on. Because not every insult deserves a response. Sometimes the strongest response is showing that your piece is too valuable to be controlled by someone else's opinion. That's the difference between reacting and leading. Most people spend their lives trying to win arguments. Emotionally strong people win something much more valuable: control over themselves. And once nobody can control your emotions, nobody can truly control you. So the next time someone tries to humiliate you, remember this. They're not testing your intelligence. They're testing your emotional control. Pass that test. And you've already won. If you want to understand the hidden psychology behind confidence, influence, and human behavior, subscribe to Brain Rewired, because real power isn't making other people feel small. Real power is making sure no one can make **** you **** feel small.